Hello guys. So this is the last part of Saturn transit video and how it will affect Saturn moon signs, and in this video, in the last part of the video, I'll be talking about five signs: Scorpio, Sagittarius, Capricorn, Aquarius and Pisces. So as I've already explained in my last couple of videos, Saturn is going to transit uh, over Sagittarius from January 2017. Currently, it is in the sign of Scorpio. From January, it will start to transit over Sagittarius. Now, Saturn doesn't do really well in Scorpio. Saturn will feel a little more comfortable in Sagittarius, though it's not great in Sagittarius, but it'll still feel much better than what it was doing in Scorpio. Because Scorpio is a sign of transformation. Saturn is a laid back planet. Saturn is a planet which is not very aggressive. It's hence Saturn doesn't do well in a planet which is ruled by Mars and which is about transformation. So when Saturn moves to Sagittarius, Sagittarius is more uh, of a is ruled by Jupiter. Hence, it's Saturn is neutral to Jupiter and does reasonably okay in the sign of Sagittarius. Now, how it will behave for you, how this transit will affect you, will depend on what moon sign you have. I've already explained that usually people see transit either from the ascendant or from the moon sign. Some of them see from both. I usually see transit from the moon sign because for me and the research I have done, I have seen that transit works more powerfully if we see it from the moon sign. So let's start and let's go to the first sign that I'll be covering today, and that is the sign of Scorpio. So, in the sign of Scorpio, you are going through a period of Sunny Shadasati, right? 7.5 years of the Saturn period, which is considered to be a very difficult period. The reason being, when Saturn moves over the 12th house, first house, and second house from your moon. These are the 7.5 years, because Saturn stays in a sign for around 2.5 years. So this 7.5 years, the 12th house from the moon, over the moon, that is the first house of the moon and the second house of the moon, 2.5 years each, 7.5 years. These are considered to be very very difficult time period. Now, so you must be facing a lot of hurdles, lot of challenges. These challenges can be more if your Mahadasha and Antardasha period are also not good. If your Mahadasha and Antardasha are good, then the challenges may be less. So for people uh, who have a Scorpio moon, for them the Saturn will now transit over the second house. From January it will transit over the second house. So that will give them some kind of relief. Of course, you have not crossed the Sadesati, you are still in the last phase of Sadesati. But once this last phase of Sadesati gets over, as in the last 1.5 years, Saturn starts, that uh, difficult time of Saturn starts to reduce, and hence you feel a little more at ease. So things will start falling in place going forward. A little bit it will start to fall in place. What it will also mean for you is that from a Jupiter point of view, Jupiter currently is in your 11th house, so which is a great position for Jupiter. So till July 2017 or August 2017, Jupiter will still be in your 11th house. So that will definitely support your Jupiter. That will support your moon. After 2017, when Jupiter moves to your 12th house, 2017 mid I mean, when Jupiter moves to the 12th house, things starts getting a little difficult that time, and that is the time you need to develop more of patience. And I'm sure you already have gone through a tough time, so things cannot be worse or things cannot be more difficult. If so, so take baby step. Don't take big steps at this point of time. Don't make hasty decision at this point of time. Give some more time. After a year or so, after 1.5 years or so, things will start improving. That's what it is for the Scorpio moon sign people. Now let's move to the next moon sign, Sagittarius. For the Sagittarius, your Sadasati started 2.5 years ago when Saturn entered uh, the Scorpio sign. Now Saturn will move where your moon is placed, right? Over the moon, and that's kind of the most difficult period of Sadasati. I'll tell you why. Because Saturn is a planet which deprives a planet, right? It kind of create fear. Moon is your mind, and Saturn usually when it goes over the moon or in conjunct with the moon, it creates some kind of a fear. It create anxiety, it create depression, it create, it makes your mind vulnerable. And and that becomes a little difficult for a cruel planet like Saturn to be in that particular house, to be transiting over the house where your moon is placed. Things will be a little difficult for you, and this is the phase which is considered to be the most difficult from a Sadhasati point of view. So for Sagittarius moon sign, now you need to really work out, right? It's very very important for you to meditate, to accept things as it is, not to think more about future and not to get scared of things. You should understand that good time and bad time are part of life, right? Everybody have to go through good and bad phases, and that you are going through a bad phase, but this will not remain forever. So the good thing for you is Jupiter currently is transiting over your 10th house, but from July 2017, from mid 2017, it will transit over your 11th house. So that will give you a lot of relief. At least for a year, that will definitely support you. Now, if your Mahadasha and Antardasha, Lord, as I said before, are good, then the effect will be slightly lesser. If your Mahadasha and Antardasha period is difficult one, then you need to really work out, because things will be very difficult for you, will be very challenging for you. Uh, that's what it is for Sagittarius. A difficult period ahead. Uh, for some, it will be extremely difficult. For some, it will be, you know, uh, difficult, kind of difficult, but uh, you need to develop a lot of cultivate a lot of spirituality in you. This is a time where you need to introspect. You need to think about yourself. You need to sometimes difficult times are great time to understand yourself better, right? So utilize these 2.5 years to do that things, to do those kind of things, and that will definitely help you to grow as an individual. That's what it is for the Sagittarius uh, sign. Now let's move to Capricorn. For Capricorn people, Capricorn moon sign people, this has been a great 2.5 year for you, right? Uh, a good Mahadasha and Antardasha period would have made things even better for you. And now in the last 6 months, even Jupiter is transiting over your ninth house. So the last 6 months must have been extremely good for you. Uh, Saturn does really well in the 11th house. But what happens from January 2017 is that Saturn now transit over your 12th house from Moon, and your Sunny Shadisati starts. So the difficult period starts from January 2017. And for people like you also have to, you know, increase your patience, and you have to leave at the moment and not get fear or anxious about things. Do not take hasty decisions, and things will definitely be difficult for you. The next 7.5 years are tough time for people who have a Capricorn moon sign. The Jupiter transit will definitely help. The good transits of Jupiter will definitely help. If you're going through good uh, Mahadasha period or Antardasha period, that will also definitely help. But generally, from a Saturn transit point of view, these are difficult time period for you. The next 7.5 years, you have to be really really be very careful, and do not take any hasty decisions. uh, Start understanding yourself and do good to others, so that some people can help you if you need them. So that's what it is for the Capricorn moon sign people. Now let's move to the next sign, that is Aquarius. Now for Aquarius people, Saturn is moving to their 11th house from the moon from January 2017, and that's a great time period for you guys, because in 11th house Saturn is very very comfortable. So you will start uh, to get a lot of things, things will work out for you, things will really do well for you, time to invest, time to take uh, advantage of this opportunity, and do good thing, put an extra effort so that things will work out for you. There will be possibility of say, you know uh, you can do well in profession, you can earn money, there'll be possibility of childbirth, and so on. So this is a good time period for you. The Jupiter currently is transiting over your eighth house, so that's a difficult transit for Jupiter. But then again, Saturn transit will definitely help you. And from the mid of 2017, Jupiter anyways is moving to your ninth house, so that will be a double bonanza for you, because Saturn is in a great place, Jupiter will be in a great place. So that is the time period, the 1 year from 2017 mid to 2018 mid will be really really good time period for you. Now let's move to the next moon sign, and that's the final moon sign, that is Pisces. For Pisces people, Saturn currently was in your ninth house, which is average kind of a you know average kind of a situation for, or an average kind of a thing for these guys, uh, or average time period for these guys. Now now here the Saturn moves to your 10th house in January 2017. Now in 10th house Saturn does slightly better than what it does in the ninth house. So there can be still some obstacles in your life, from a career point of view and so on. But usually Saturn does well in the 10th house, because Saturn, uh, that's the if you see the Kal Chakra chart, or the natural zodiac, the 10th house is the sign of Capricorn, which is ruled by Saturn. Hence, Saturn does pretty well in the 10th house. I mean, not as great as 11th house or a third house or a sixth house maybe, but Saturn does pretty okay in 10th house. And Jupiter is transiting over your seventh house, which is a good transit for Jupiter. So till the mid of 2017, things will be pretty okay for you. It will be pretty fine for you. The challenges will come from the mid of 2017, when Jupiter moves to Libra, that is your eighth house from the moon. Things will then become a little difficult, and that is a time where you need to really work hard to get success. So this is about the 12 the 12 signs, and how will be the Saturn transit for you in 2017. For some it will be great. For people like Aquarius, it'll be a really good transit. For people like people who have Cancer moon sign, that will be a very good time period for you as well. And also for other people, it'll be a very difficult time period, like for somebody with a Sagittarius moon sign, or for somebody who has a Capricorn moon sign, right? So things or for somebody who has a Taurus moon sign, things will be things will be really difficult for you. So understand one thing, that there is also a Jupiter transit which happens with Saturn transit. There's a Rahu and a Ketu transit as well. There are Mahadashas and Antardashas as well. And if you see my past video on the entire transit versus, or the transit and Dasha thing, I have very clearly told that Dasha plays a more important role than transit. If you look into only transit and you look into only Dashas, then Dasha plays a more important role than transit. So if your Dasha is good, even if the Saturn transit or a Jupiter transit is difficult for you, the Dasha will still support you and help you to get success. But if the Dasha and the Antardasha period are tough, and at the same time the transits are tough, that will be a period where things will not go well for you. But then these are part of life, right? Good and bad things are part of life. So that's about it, guys. I hope you liked this series of how the Saturn transit will affect you. If you really like my video, please subscribe to my channel, please like my video, please share my video. Thank you. Bye bye.